Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the treacherous waters of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Robbie, Birthday Boy, Bellekom,
Birthday Boy,
Sam, Thursday Thrall, Burns,
Yay!
and Ellie, Doomsday Book, Sparrow.
Hey! You open me and it says Doom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And also contains a whole bunch of 11th century tax records.
No, it just says Doom over and over and over. You think it's really small text, and you're like, oh my goodness, it must be something really exciting. And you bring it closer and closer. It's just Doom over and over again.
I was imagining like a Flickr book. You know.
Oh, cute. Yeah, I like that. The word Doom moves across the page. Yeah, fun.
Oh.
That's adorable.
I'm not sure.
And also doomy.
I'm really not sure why the historical, post-Norman Conquest tax records book is called the Doomsday Book.
I think the idea being is that there was a record of everything that, it was like God had the record of everybody's doings on the Day of Judgment, and it was kind of, they were trying to evoke that by calling it the Doomsday Book. Because, we know everything about all the things you have.
We saw you shitting last week and we got it in our book.
Yeah. You know.
Just
I wrote
between the pages.
Well, I was thinking a detailed description,
Rather
but
than just
that's worse. Yeah, no, congrats.
Because, they were modest like that.
Once again, we're back to bums.
It all comes back to
Always
bums.
comes back to bums. We're in person today, can you tell?
I'm not the birthday boy. No one is for another half an hour.
Yeah, nobody's a birthday boy for another half hour.
Indeed, as we are recording this just before my birthday.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yes. So at some point this episode is going to be interrupted by an impromptu birthday celebration.
Yes.
I have been
How
informed.
harrowing a moment can we make that?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into some emotional stuff immediately.
Whatever it is, stop feeling it. It's birthday time.
So there's also something slightly weird that's about to happen as well, because we have in a moment we're going to cast our minds or ears forward into the illustrious mists of time and demand future us to provide some messages from the present. But in our last episode, we promised that future us would deliver some messages from the present to the past when we were all together in person.
We did.
Yes, and I realised that we've all forgotten this, so I'm telling
Except
you now,
you, because you're brilliant.
that this is what we're about to do. So for the next few minutes of what we're doing right now, please consult last time. As we make a space now for future us to tell us what messages from the present. And this is future us speaking from our present and certainly delivering it into the past.
Birthday present.
You know what? It actually
birthday
feels
presents.
very fitting that we're sitting here mere moments before Jason's birthday, and because on Jason's birthday, many, many moons ago,
Yes.
he came up with the idea of doing a D&D podcast, and then we became a family.
Yeah.
And then you all listened for ages, some of you multiple times.
A really impressive amount of time.
God.
I want to say six moon? No, well, not six, 6 times 12. So I guess 72 moons ago.
72 moons ago,
Many,
yes.
many
Very
moons.
precise.
That's how we measure time now.
That's-
We're
Many,
going to do
many
moons.
mooning men. No.
Many moon bums.
Bums,
Once more, we
and
are back
it's
to
all
bums.
Back to
Yes.
bums.
Yes.
Although, from your perspective, listening to this back in the intro to episode 200, the previous instance of once more hasn't actually happened for you yet. This may make more sense next episode. Sorry.
But from the bottom of our hearts and also our bums, because it's us, and I literally just couldn't resist putting that in this actually quite sincere sentence. Thank you for loving this as much as we do.
Yeah.
Because this has honestly changed all of our lives for vastly better.
Yes.
And
thank you for being part of it.
Yeah.
We'll be there in your ears whenever you need us.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. And you can go forwards with, the shanty in your ears, the song in your heart, and Wilbur Tittle's wiener in your pocket.
Or your mouth.
I was really worried one of those things was going to be in your bum.
And a wiener up your ass.
Wilbur Tittle's wieners. Eat one.
That was sinister. Congrats.
It was very insistent, yeah.
We're just telling you what the recommended usage is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to you, past us.
Well, future us are characters, aren't they?
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yeah. I actually have no idea if multiple future us are going to be there, if it'll just be me again. But that's a problem for future Jason to solve.
Hey, future Jason, we love you very much.
Yes.
Yay.
As much or more as present Jason.
We do.
And on that cheerful note, it's time to begin Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the saber's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free.
A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Love you all.
Love you all.
Previously on Flintlocks and Fireballs, the party decided to set off on a cheerful, light-hearted trip to Meadmere to have a pleasant Alders Night celebration. Maybe buy some toffee apples. See, put an alder on the fire. Have a gay old time of it. What could possibly go wrong? Well, what could go wrong is a teleportation accident. An attack by a truly gargantuan bird, and a post-second teleportation breakdown involving many tears, recriminations, and the spontaneous generation of quite a lot of bread.
Hooray!
Yay!
Bread!
We rejoin most of the party. Corzin is,
Busy.
You know what Corzin's
Yeah.
doing.
busy celebrating his
It's
anniversary
taxes.
Yeah.
with Molly.
Having a nice talk with his wife.
Yeah.
Innocently.
They're reading bedtime stories to each other.
Yeah.
From the book we bought them.
Yeah.
While little Corzin, who, as from his perspective, has had it's been an exciting, it was a very exciting trip to Meadmere, is possibly not cognizant of the terrible danger he was in, has went off to acquire some toffee apples with Shanty.
Yep.
And now the party have been brought some some initial toffee apples, and have just stepped out of the keep outside Warwick's Watch, which once again has been piled high with firewood, ready for the Alders Night celebrations.
And we're taking the guy with us.
And indeed taking the Alder with you, who is very much dressed up in the style of Celestia Stardust. Nice to
Everything's
meet you.
great. Yay!
Hooray!
I'm going to say then, as this party of 1, 2, 3 very visible tieflings, noted criminal, a noted drow criminal, whose appearance, while changed, is nevertheless clearly remembered.
Yeah.
And also a small halfling child and a half-orc woman no one's ever seen before, plus a pigeon, a monkey, and a giant and a purple tiger cub, who's actually kind of really growing up to more of a tiger at this point.
Yeah, she
Colourful
big.
collection of characters, though.
Yeah, it's a colourful collection of characters indeed. You have definitely attracted attention. You see a number. Initially, it's a few children peering, from the edges of the road as you walk towards town, and then an increasing number of there's varying moods in the growing crowd up ahead. There are definitely some who seem... There's a few who seem bewildered. Many more looking alarmed, especially after the... Let's see, what spells did you cast while you were out there? Apart from, I think flight would be the most visible one, actually.
Yeah, I
So-
think most of us flew at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 3 figures were seen flying. Technically, Scamp probably not that well. You were seen flying by a child, and then Victory was not subtle about it, and
I gave Celestia a full-on piggyback.
A ride. So multiple flying figures have been sighted, and you can see a crowd that is gathering. A number of there are calls. You can start to see armed a couple of armed soldiers in the distance, but they haven't really gathered in force yet. And you find yourself. And you can sense that tingling in the air, where it's not certain if a crowd, when it forms enough, will or won't turn into a mob.
Okay.
This is fine.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Well, one way or another. Vasilisa looks...
Oh no, I assure you, it's going to be fine. Right, let's go.
Victory nods as well, and she reaches into her pocket and kind of has one hand grasped in a fist. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Going to be fine. Walking in heads high.
Yep.
Yep. I have an idea.
Oh, good. What kind of idea?
Let me go first and I'll show you.
All right. As you are getting closer, you can see that a figure is starting to push their way.
Yeah, is there anyone leading this mob?
At first, no, but you can see that with the crowd parting a little, moving towards the party, towards the disturbance, you do vaguely recognise a pale-skinned, dark-haired, Mead-Mirish human in the cleric's robes of the regent, who you're not sure you can even remember her name, but you do remember blackmailing her on your way out of town.
I'm going to get grandmother's bow out.
Okay.
Yeah. If she's leading, I would like to walk up to her. Hello, we'd like a toffee apple. It's orders night.
Okay. Are you saying this to someone selling toffee apples, or are you saying this to this?
I'm saying this to her, who is clearly at the head of the mob.
Okay, as she is stepping, as the mob parts.
We don't want any trouble. We'd just like to celebrate.
Okay, so I'm going to see that take a moment here. Victory, you see, looks to you and seems to hold a moment, whatever she was planning to do. And the cleric goes, looks at you all, and so he goes, "It seems that we are out of toffee apples for your people." Actually, no, seriously, she would say, "for your kind."
That's a shame, because as far as I remember, there was some information that we had that could be spread around quite easily. I'm quite loud.
Okay. There's a moment of... You catch a moment of hesitation in her eyes, but the crowd behind there is definite sort of murmuring and rumbling in it. She glances back to them for a moment.
I hold up 5 fingers. 4, 3, 2, 1. You didn't cure the whaling sickness. That was me. I made a deal with a hag. You had nothing to do with it. You took all the credit. I play grandmother's bow on the guitar.
Okay. You start playing, and there is a sort of... It's an interesting thing. It sounds very much like what happens if you play an electric guitar string with a bow, which is, like I said...
It's
a
good noise,
sound.
yeah. There are very clever people who play guitars with bows, yeah.
But it creates a sort of reverberating peal that sort of cascades outwards, and you see her drawing a breath. It was indeed
me and this tiefling, right?
She hesitates. Quite a miracle indeed that we were saved.
By me and this tiefling. I keep playing.
You see her swallow again. But that does not mean
that it shouldn't be you on the top of the order.
Ooh. Okay. That's interesting.
Apparently I'm going to fuck around and find out what happens when we're in person.
Okay, it doesn't mean literally. It's like... Right, you see...
To be fair, that's not the truth that I'm trying to assert.
No,
that was me. That was me being
definitely
goofy. The truth that I'm trying to assert is... You didn't kill the whaling sickness, we did.
Yeah. You see her clearly unable to form the words to counter those statements, but she does react to that with a flash of anger. Okay, I need you to... You're obviously carrying her, but... Are you cowing the crowd?
I don't actually want to cow the crowd. I want to turn them.
I would like... Yeah. I need a persuasion check from you, please.
Oh, come on, be good. Come on. You know you want it. You want to be good. Okay, for me, it's not bad.
I'm going to add a D4.
I would love one, please. So that is maths. That is currently 23. What are you adding?
3.
26.
26. You do hear a couple. There are murmurs of confusion in the crowd as and a few voices pop out. I thought it was a miracle from the regent.
It wasn't. It was a hag deal.
Okay. There's a few other murmurs, so...
please do. Sorry.
Yeah,
Karen,
sorry.
yeah.
You are hearing a few murmurs.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
one of them absolutely is, I thought it was, and you do cut into that. A step into that. You also hear other murmurs coming up. So, which I was about to say and I've gone. Sorry. That's all right. So yeah, like I thought it was a miracle from the regent. She did she cover this? One saying to the priest, is that Drow speaking the truth? Another one goes, what does it fucking matter? It matter. There's three matter. We all know tieflings bring bad luck.
I'm going to keep playing the bow
Yeah.
while this is going on. I don't know if that makes any difference. But
Yeah. Well, one thing you definitely hear is someone just go, someone just go, he's not your son. Wait, what?
Oh, God, okay.
The child isn't your son. I don't know why I said that.
I'm going to keep going.
You kind of filter out whatever the fuck happens over there. That goes on. But the priest, but the cleric is going to the cleric kind of her eyes darting a little bit.
Go on, tell them it's not true. If it isn't.
Do you not see how they use magic to twist our minds and words?
I'm
what? To tell
I'm
the
not
truth?
twisting anything. This is...
Are you telling, is this the truth or not? Just answer that.
Yes,
Are
no.
you? There is increasing further confusion on the part of the crowd. There's still a sense of hostility, to be sure, but also but an increasing uncertainty. She pivots around, focusing on some of the angrier voices. Are you going to believe the words of a bunch of a troop of demons? You can you not see how they are trying to divide us?
What does it...
Tough handle.
Yeah, a demon or two, if that's the word that we're using, who saved a sizable chunk of your population. Me and this one here. It's why a lot of you are standing here. So I think you should probably sell us a toffee apple. I don't think it's a lot to ask.
Trying to think what she would do here. I think her instinct.
Also, did any of you know System of Vanway?
Is someone that puts up a hand. Wasn't she the one charging an arm and a leg for cures?
She charged an arm and a leg so that she could afford to cure more people. This person did absolutely nothing and came in at the end and claimed all the credit. My family at least tried.
I have heard enough of this.
I haven't.
I
haven't heard you say it's the truth yet.
Silence!
No.
Silence!
Never.
We should... And you can see her turning to a series of, to the oncoming guards, who by this point are starting to gather. And... what are both of your passive perceptions, please?
15?
Yours is 15. I'm trying to remember if yours
what
is
is
5.
It might be the
Mine.
same.
I think it is, 15, yeah.
Cool. This is untrained. So,
I'm making it so much worse.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's not a +3. Okay, so it's high enough to pass the crowd's passive perception, but the pair of you notice a little red flash from Victory's gripped fist, and as the priest, as the cleric turns to the guard, to the coming guard, and says, like, "As for you!" She halts. "Clear a path to the priest. The only way, to the temple. The only way we are getting rid of these people is to pray them away. Faithful, come with me
That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
and let us
Pray us away.
Enjoy.
Have fun.
Nice
Have a
time.
lovely Aldous night.
There are a lot of people who are a little confused by that, but the guards seem a little bewildered. However, whatever she was, whatever her attempt to silence you with violence was, seems to have been interrupted. The crowd, some of them, like, dubiously start moving towards the temple as she strides confidently away towards it.
Bye.
Bye. Have a lovely night. Let us know what happens.
And
I've had a really weird day. I
Yeah,
feel
same.
So weird.
Same. Yep.
I want to cry and laugh at the same time. I'm just
the
going to eat more bread.
Eat so much bread.
I'm just putting bread in my face. I'm unnatural
Yeah,
bread for
there
a
are-
bag that
there
should not
are
hold
a
this much
lot-
bread.
yeah, a lot of the crowd, like the bits of bread that aren't the bread that hasn't been shoved into bags of holding. Actually, yes, yeah. if
No,
you
I'm taking it
should-
out of the bags.
Oh,
There's
okay,
no
you're just
unnatural
like-
amount of bread coming out this bag.
It's drawing even more bewilderment. At the very least, the
Do you want some
crowd,
bread? I said to someone nearby.
the someone in question,
Amazing.
a halfling child with a a halfling child, muddy up to the waist. Goes, "Yes, I will take some bread.
Have some bread. It's good bread.
It's decent, honestly. Yeah.
It is good bread. Here, Timothy, try some."
Anyone else want bread?
Human child takes some bread, chews at it, like stares at you, eyes unblinking. "This is good bread."
Excellent.
Well, go on, you just... anyone else want bread?
A couple more kids show up. There's a
I'm
somewhat
gonna just-
Little Corzin's friend.
I'm gonna hand out an unnatural amount of bread to everyone who wants bread.
most
I'm
people
confused.
most people don't want bread, and but the confusion seems to be working in your favour, and the crowd, whatever the attempt to mob that was going to start, has more splintering into knots of people that are just so bewildered by whatever the hell is going on that they largely just spread out and leave you alone.
Right. Would anyone like a toffee apple on me?
Yes,
Toffee apple.
please.
Would you like a toffee apple?
Yes, toffee apple would be lovely.
Cracking. I'll get you one. I don't know who you are, but you can have one.
Little
Lovely.
cousin goes, "Toffee apples are at me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
Pa gave me some money for toffee apples."
He did give you a ludicrous amount of money for toffee apples, didn't he? I'd forgotten that.
Let's
Excellent.
buy toffee apples for everyone we see.
As many as we can manage.
I would like to give out toffee apples and bread to everyone around.
It's the spirit of the
Because,
season.
if you can't convince them to be on your side, just confuse them. It's nearly as good.
You do. I'm going to say then you have several over the next hour is fairly tense, but people, while you are not exactly welcomed, no one's refusing. No, the toffee apple stalls do not refuse you service, nor the various little sort of fairground type games of the hook a duck variety.
What do we win?
All right. Do you want to try games of chance or skill?
Yes.
Okay. Both of you. Right. So we'll give you one roll each
Yeah.
on 3 different things. So we're going to go with Coconut Shy.
Excellent.
So this is...
Night Morning and Corzin's first day.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Coconut Shy is going to be...
I would like to entirely forfeit my go on the Coconut Shy to Little Corzin. I'll lift him up so that he can throw 6.
Okay. Little Corzin... this is going to be an interesting one because Little Corzin is a halfling.
Yeah. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah,
Yes.
So, just roll me a d20. Straight d20, please.
Come on, Little Corzin. 13.
Little Corzin...
Can I add a D4?
Yes, you can.
2 more.
Little Corzin does manage to win... I'm going to say a little Midmirish style fur-lined cap.
Cute.
Not one of the big stuff. Not the big stuffed bear. That is the not just like a stuffed bear, more like a teddy bear type of thing. A doll that is the big prize. Scamp. This is. It's throwing, so it's basically a dex attack, but with disadvantage because the Coconut Shy is obviously rigged.
Obviously.
Because Corzin is a halfling, I didn't have that roll with disadvantage.
Fair.
Have some inspiration.
Oh, lovely. What am I adding? That's a...
D12.
Am I proficient with this?
It's a simple
What?
throw.
Plus 8.
5 plus 8 is then maths, 13, plus proficiency, which is 5, so 18, plus 2 from my dex, so that's 20.
Wow.
Fucking nice.
Against all
That inspiration
odds,
made a lot of difference.
you managed to knock out 3 of the coconuts in a row, which really shouldn't be possible. As you do in fact notice the little bit of dried and splintered glue on the base of one of the coconuts, which must have worn down over time, over repeated impacts. It's clearly set up so that there's only so many knockable coconuts that are meant to be on the stall. So with a decided lack of grace, the stall owner hands you over the large stuffed bear toy.
I'll give it to Little Corzin.
Aww.
I was literally imagining like a life-sized stuffed bear, which would be excessive.
That's
Little
the
Corzin,
grand prize.
Yeah.
this is for you. You should show your dad. He'll like that.
Oh,
Thank you.
Give it to Corzin and tell him he has to take it everywhere. Because that's how he'll show how much he loves you.
Yes. It's birthday time. The birthday alarm has gone off.
Birthday alarm
The birthday
has
princess.
gone off.
Put your birthday
Birthday
princess
tiara.
Right, the
I'm
birthday
going to take
tiara
a
has
picture
gone on.
because he's
Yes.
beautiful.
He is
Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jason. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
And just think, if the previous portion of the scene had taken 5 minutes longer, we'd be doing that in an intense mob dispersal.
All of you would be dead without me. Oh my god, birthday tiara!
Cut off, of course.
You move on to as you're moving on to the next. Actually, I do have the third one. You move on to the next one, which is basically it's. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna say it's a variant on Hook a Duck.
Yes.
But the sort of value of the duck is hidden on the underneath of the duck, so you don't find out what prize you get until until you've hooked the duck. Then, as ever, there's like one good good prize, and the rest of them are like okay.
This is why we need Corzin, because then he could just have a little look at their cereal plate and look underneath things. There's definitely some way that Corzin. Oh, Marjorie's not little anymore.
No,
She could
Marjorie
have gone
is...
and had a little look at me.
Yeah, without sending your pigeon into the water.
That would be very strange as a dimension added to Hook a Duck. Yeah.
It becomes Hook a Pigeon, and no one wants that game.
You see Stormy sort of lightly, like does a tiny little bolt of lightning on the ground near the staring child Jimothy, who takes one step back and then continues to move forward, staring at the cat, trying to stroke.
Stormy, my love, if you kill a child, there's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
Just
like
a little sting is fine. Actual damage, please, no. Narrowly avoided angry mobs there, my love.
She begrudgingly allows a different child, a little human girl in a red woolly hat, to gingerly stroke her.
That you're being very grown up right now.
You have an excellent hat.
Thank you. It's you're not wearing a hat.
Not today.
Yeah, she goes, you don't.
No, not, but I do, just not with me.
Oh, that's all right. Little Corzin puts the Mead-Mirish cap, holds the Mirish cap up to you because he physically cannot put it on your head. He's not 14 inches high.
I want to put the hat
was
on.
it 14 inches?
Yeah, you sort of place it between your horns.
Would you like some bread?
Or a toffee apple. We've got
Or both?
so many of both.
No, thank you, and the bread. But the toffee apple, yes, please.
Well, here you go.
She quietly eats the toffee apple while stroking your tiger. This is good.
Good.
I am
Lovely.
Katya.
Oh, hello, Katya.
Katya.
Celestia Stardust. Nice to meet you.
I'm Scamp.
Meow.
This is Stormy.
Meow.
Stormy Darling, if we're doing full names.
Hello, Stormy darling.
Oh, she likes you. Oof, that's unusual. You should be flattered.
I'm Corzin.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are.
Which one's that? Hello, Corzin. Oh, hello, Jimothy. Haven't seen you in a while.
Right. That
Yes, it is good to see you again.
Do you have a relation who's an alchemist?
There is a pause. I think it's around. I believe I have a great uncle.
That might explain it. Buchanan?
He doesn't reply. He just turns to
Never
returns to
mind.
staring at the cat.
You have a good stare there, Jimothy. Yeah, you carry on.
Jeffrey, don't
Jeffrey
get
like
jealous.
dances around a little bit as if to say, like, I am a monkey. Why are you not? No, cat. Everyone's looking at the cat.
It's alright, Jeffrey, I love you.
That makes one of us. That's you too.
Oh, good luck.
Right, Hook a Duck.
Yes.
This is just a luck check. Roll with disadvantage. This game is rigged.
Unless you are
if you are rolling for Little Corzin, tell me if you get
One
one.
of them was a 20.
I rolled a 19 and a 2.
I got a 3.
You
2.
you win some candied sweetmeats.
That's not the worst, actually.
Yeah.
I would like a duck. Can I have one of these ducks?
There's the a frown from the still clearly unnerved storeholder. How much are you offering?
Have I got any money? Yes, I must have some money. I wrote it down.
I've got money written down now somewhere. Not that one. Oh no, it is. Aha! I've got loads of money.
Oh, gold. One gold?
Yes, you can have one of these. He hands you a brightly painted wooden duck.
It's
a
everything
hook
I've
on the
ever
top.
wanted.
Roll a straight luck check.
Yeah, I'm going to roll one of yours.
Yeah,
guys.
go on, go on.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Oh my god!
You look at the duck and realise he's accidentally picked up the grand prize duck.
Excellent.
He kind of looks at it.
Does that mean they win?
sort of gently massages his temples and begrudgingly goes and hands you the grand prize of Hooker Duck, which is actually, probably not that expensive, but very nice porcelain duck.
Okay, little cousin.
Okay.
Oh,
This is for you. You have to give it to your mum, and she's got to take it everywhere to show how much she loves you.
that's a lot of things for them to take everywhere.
Yeah, it's very important.
Parenting is hard work. They've got to be willing to put the effort in, you know?
He's got one hand full with toffee, apple, one arm barely managing to hold on to the stuffed bear, which is honestly dragging on the ground a bit.
Do you want me to hold that bear for you?
He's running out of
Could you
hands.
also hold? He looks between the bear and the porcelain duck and goes, the life-size porcelain duck, and goes, could you hold the duck?
Are you sure? Because that's very breakable and I'm me.
Do you want to put it in my bag? It's
Yes.
not just bread in here.
Yes.
Yeah, probably sensible.
Please.
He nods excitedly. Okay, the last one, sure, why not, is a test your strength. With it's one of those, hit the hammer and see if you can ring the bell.
20!
I want to buy little Corzin and go on the strength thing. Because it will be cute and I want to do it.
Oh, yes.
And also I want to know if he's getting halfling strength yet.
roll a d20 with disadvantage. Not this one
For
isn't
little
rigged.
Corzin.
It's just he's just a child.
Yeah. 2 sevens.
The little Corzin, despite being 14 pushing 14 inches, pushing 14 and a half in height, honestly doesn't manage to lift the hammer.
The hammer's going to be so much bigger than him.
The hammer is it's not a full on sledgehammer hammer.
Can I give him inspiration?
Yes, you can.
Awesome.
So I hadn't put the hammer down yet and I was like, I'm going to give him inspiration. Oh, a whole 3 more, it's 10.
And
Double figures.
he gets up, staggers a little, and manages to bring it down, and it pops up about. You're not sure how much of it was momentum, but probably about halfway.
It was actually really impressive.
Yeah. Woo! Someday I'm going to be strong as my pa.
Fuck yeah, you are.
A weird echo.
Yeah, very strange. I will also have a go.
Yes, have a go for Celestia. This isn't with disadvantage, but it is with Celestia's strength.
I would also like a go.
Natural
Oh,
20!
Oh, wow.
And what does that become? Is that just
I think it's just a 20. Yeah, just a 20. Natural 20.
Okay, you.
Celestia's real mad about it. It's been a trying day. All the frustration comes out in the hammer.
Yeah, it's though you pick up the hammer with frustration. Slightly managed to trip over the teddy bear, and something about that adds a little bit of extra spin to the swing. And you manage to slam it down enough to get that it actually goes up and ding hits the bell.
I wasn't expecting that to work.
I feel like I should be more supportive and say I was, but no, I totally wasn't.
Oh, that's valid. Do I win anything? Or is it just you rung the bell?
You win you win the top prize. He gives you a link of sausages.
Fabulous. I love sausages.
Yeah, they appear to be quite nice spiced sausages. This game. This particular one is not rigged. It's just got a fairly reasonable top prize as a result.
Yep.
I put them in the wiener jar.
Excellent.
You now have some mid-mirror sausages.
Yeah.
Right.
Your turn.
Oh no.
Do you have any inspiration? Like, I fucking do.
Oh, there's a 17, you know.
Oh, maybe, you know what? I'll save my last one then.
That's not terrible for Scamp. Because my strength is still worse than yours, even with blood magic.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray! Yeah, that's just a 7. I mean, I rolled
17.
an 18, so it's a
Okay,
17.
I mean, like, you clearly also have some frustration to get out because you hit that hammer. You hit that you hit that the little what is it? I guess it's like a tiny seesaw almost.
Yeah.
One of those things that throw them up with a fair amount of frustration, and the bell goes up like a good 4/5 of the way before coming back down.
Maybe I'm getting stronger.
Maybe you are.
There, from behind, there's a sort of I'm going to say Celestia. You notice Victory. You kind of blink, shake her head for a moment, slip something back into her pocket, and go. How did you on the bell? On the hammer?
Look, all right.
Wrong accent. There we go. How's your hammer? Not. Oh yeah.
Do I get a prize or is it just nothing? Do I get a consolation prize?
There are indeed little things on there, little gradations, and you get one toasted sausage on a stick.
Jeffrey,
Nice.
would you like a sausage? Here you go.
Chat to Victory very briefly. What is that little thing you've been doing? You did it before, right? Thank you.
It's all right. They just needed to make sure that she'd given instructions to lock her into the prayer room and not let her out until the morning, no matter what she said. Important prayers to be. Sorry, that's the wrong accent. Sorry, I just needed to make sure that she locked herself in her private prayer and meditation room, and and that no one was to let her out until she'd finished suitable penance for lies to the regent.
You want flawless? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's just say... Yeah, well, that fucking skull is useful for at least some things.
What spells
Nice.
does Victory get from the
Does it
skull?
dominate person? Sounds like dominate man.
Thanks for everything you did with the crowd there.
It's alright, I didn't know if it would work, but fuck it. It's been a long day.
I was planning to just go straight in with that, but that was probably a better way of doing it. I just wanted to make sure she didn't take it to it. She was clearly going to go for violence.
Yeah, she was. Probably took both, I think.
Yeah. Now there's a saying Mum always says, might makes right. So if you want to do right, you've got to make sure you got might.
She's not wrong.
All right, I'm going to see if I can hook a duck this time.
Do, you deserve a duck.
Victory hooks an entirely regular duck and gets sweet.
Aww.
I keep forgetting that you've got the birthday tiara, looking up and seeing it and go, oh.
It's so cute. It's got little ostrich feathers on it and a cake. He's wearing a little cake with some feathers on his head and it's lovely.
And it says it's my birthday.
That's one
It
of
does.
the birthday candles.
Oh, yeah, but the feathers at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So the rest of you, with the priest thoroughly sealed away for penitence, and the town, if nothing else, confused, concerned, and possibly maybe a little afraid. Enough not to try and push the scales when when all you are clearly here to do is
Hook ducks.
hook ducks. You manage to you do manage to spend the rest of the evening there. It does take like 8 more hours until the sun sets.
So many ducks.
There are like you do all of the stalls you can, but eventually, it gets quite enough. It gets dark enough that, despite the strangers here, the town does begin to filter out to the keep outside. There is a brief moment, Celestia, where you see the local magistrate, who you last recall saying, "You're pardoned of all your crimes. Please get out of my town." Like, looks at you from across the from across the street with a smear of his guards. She gives you a curt nod and
thumbs up.
Doesn't respond other than that, but is just like. Is always remains present but doesn't do anything. Just
Worst. I'm feeling real feral today. I can't say. Would you like a toffee apple?
please enjoy your day.
All right. I've got plenty though. There's spare.
The offer is appreciated. I am on duty. Please enjoy your day and leave.
More for me. See you later.
Do you want some bread?
I am on duty.
Oh, no bread on duty. That's a shame.
They're very strict on the rules here.
Yeah, we better behave ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's go get more toffee apples.
Yeah. I've not had nearly enough toffee apples, personally.
The store owners
I'm
are...
having a real terrible day. I'm just going to drown it in toffee apples. I'll deal with the feelings later.
The toffee apple stall owner, if nothing else, is at least doing roaring trade today.
Oh, we buy so many.
Which makes up for the fact that a lot of other people aren't buying the toffee apples, at least not until you're well away from the stand. But you do cluster out, and it's a strange moment as the group of you are stood sort of almost like to one side of the keep, piled high, notably missing its old older. Someone has hastily assembled another one, though much more apparently generic in appearance, with an old coat thrown on it.
That one's less sexy.
Is it a tiefling one, or is it just...
someone's just basically grabbed a scarecrow. But the Vasilisa does add, I mean, you're welcome to put the other one on back on if you want.
No, we're taking it home.
It's our friend now.
Around town the whole time. No, it's here. It's with us.
Have you just not let go of it?
No, absolutely.
It's your emotional support, Celestia Altar.
Victory the ball. I think Victory's carrying it.
Yeah, Victory is pointedly carrying the Celestia Altar. And
I want to keep it if we can. Can I have it when we get home, or do you want to keep it?
I'm not that wedded to it. I just want
Don't marry it. That's weird.
So weird.
I said I'm not that wedded to it.
Well, I'm not going to marry it.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm having a weird
So none
day,
of you
I'm
wants to
sorry.
marry me. I'm very offended.
I'm not of age yet.
Also we're like basically
so
related.
weird.
And you're a child. This was not a good,
No.
thing. Yes.
No, Jeffrey could marry it. We'll have a look at the ceremony. Jeffrey, do you want to marry this?
I'm pretty sure Jeffrey would rather die, right? Because I would. Yeah, no, death first.
Have some bread instead.
I could do with some bread. Bread sounds really good right
you're
now.
going to marry the bread then?
I would, if I'm honest, Victory, I would marry bread right now. I'd marry it so hard. Yeah.
Why are you
Give me some bread and shut up. Off her face, like so pissed.
What is in those apples?
Shanti, who...
How's she doing?
Shanti sort of, like, separated herself off from the obvious tiefling group after the initial confrontation, and has mostly just been kind of like making her own way around the
Valid.
stores in the town a bit.
Way to learn about a place. Not by being with us, you'll learn.
Yeah, if anything, you've served as an excellent distraction. So she rejoins you kind of around this point, once she was reasonably sure that little Corzin was taken care of. Comes back and goes, it's like, and sort of wiggles her mouth a little bit. Mead. It's kind of blah blah blah. I'm going to have to practice this a little bit. Yeah, it's an interesting one.
That looks so weird on you, Bo. You having a good night?
Yeah, I'm quite like I'm liking. She's come back. She's she's apparently bought a Meadmerish hat and coat to complement her
You're
outfit.
going all Meadmerish now with the hat and the voice and the coat. It suits you. Look good. Everything suits you.
It might be. Nice. Try out the look, and useful to get some references.
Huh.
Right. So, what's the deal with this? With the Alders, this Alders night thing then?
Well, this is Dennis.
She looks up at the giant at the little scarecrow on top of the pile of wood. Like, popular guy, this Dennis. Then
Oh, extremely. Yeah, very popular. Mm-hmm. Dennis Blackheart is his name.
Okay, we can't give you false information.
We actually can't. Yeah,
we don't know.
it
will be me.
Yeah,
We tell the story of
Yeah.
Out of the Right.
Victory,
it's very garbled, but
But
yeah.
we tell it from a tiefling perspective a lot more as well, while explaining
You lead
why
the
these
story.
people
Yeah.
wouldn't be very nice about that.
Yeah, Victory joins in as well. Starts saying with a comment along the lines of, he's hated by most of the country, but we remember him for carving out places for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things. It's it's a way for us to, to always remember it. Shanti raised an eyebrow. So you remember your hero by setting him on fire once a year?
Wow, we've all set ourselves on fire once or twice, haven't we?
Is that like a clever thing though? Because like, jokes on them, right? Tieflings are fireproof. Is it a metaphor for you can't? Not completely, but
Also, yeah.
It's
an odd choice of the way to, yeah.
It could be a metaphor for you can't bring me the fuck down no matter how hard you try.
But okay, that makes a degree of sense.
That's me spitballing those boys. These people, they know the story better than I do.
Right, because it sounds like, because I'm not really clear about this as an outsider. Are you remembering the fact that he failed to take over the country,
No,
or
I
that he
just like
tried?
toffee apples. I just like toffee apples.
I also like toffee apples. I think the toffee apples are probably one of the reasons why it persists as a holiday after all these hundreds of years.
Toffee apples, burning a person in effigy. What's not to like?
As you say this, someone steps forward and throws in throws in a little burning torch, and people and there's a sort of growing crackling of flames, a vague sort of hey thing up from the crowd. Some people raise.
I want to make the flames change colour with thaumaturgy because it's funny.
You do that, and as you are...
Just like little gentle, nothing too dramatic, just some nice different colours coming up and down.
I'm just going to check if we've got if she's got anything here that would be appropriate. Okay, no, done. Interestingly, I did not... I'm surprised... No, I'm not surprised by it, that I didn't put Fireball on Victory's standard.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because she's got lightning. But someone who absolutely does have it is Vasilisa, who, as you kind of change a few of the lights, twist a few of her rings, looks at the... looks at the fortress as the flames are slowly starting to wake up and goes, "If you're going to start a fire, do it properly." She snaps her fingers, and the sort of outer ring of the fortress bursts into flames. As a wall of magical fire springs up in a ring around it, catching the wood immediately.
Yeah, that's how you start a fire.
That's pretty.
It with the sort of flare, quite a lot. You see the people who are starting to sort of step back for a moment. Glance over to see if anything else is going to happen from the small cluster of powerful magic users. And then slowly they sort of start to relax, but not too much.
Happy Alders Night!
Happy Dennis!
There's not much of a reply from the other group. They start
sounds good.
Talking amongst themselves. And after
I've got sausages. I want some.
Yeah. It's been a weird day.
Yep.
I've got some sticks.
Cracking.
Let's taste some sausages.
Yeah, sausages and bread. Let's do that.
You toast up some hot sausage and a bun.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, when the time is right, you step... because I'm assuming that you want to keep at least some secrets. Step out into the fields away from sight before teleporting.
There's got to be a circle.
Yeah.
We ain't got any more high level spells.
Before conjuring a.
I think we can probably assume that we had you guys get out the one that we've got in the Kraken's Bane, right?
Yeah.
That seems like a reason, because your child is with us.
That
seems like a pretty reasonable assumption.
As the route back, you got. I'm going to say, actually, at this point, as you're casting it, as you're preparing to cast it, Vasilisa and Victory both adjust gesture, and little clouds of inky darkness begin spilling out around, blocking out sight. As you create the circle, and as before, there's a strange sort of inverted, almost like a sphere in the air, where the hole, where it creates a hole in space to be.
Everyone through.
And all of you just sprint on through, emerging
Pick
the
up little
Kraken's
Corzin. Just in case.
before it closes behind you. It is... By the time you arrive, probably the following morning, so it'd be the 8th, and I will say that that by the time that you are all kind of knackered and going to head to bed, you kind of stumble your way up out of the sending room, kind of getting ready to. I think in your case, Celestia, you're moving to escort little Corzin.
Yeah.
Your duck. Don't forget your duck.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, yes, duck. You help carry the duck and the giant teddy bear.
I do an extremely loud knock on the door of the captain's chambers.
Okay.
Like very. Hello, we are here.
With a child.
Yep.
It
Yours,
is.
specifically.
Not just a random child.
I double check that we did bring the right child.
It is. You do indeed bring the right child back. You've not accidentally brought Jimothy.
Oh God! Imagine that as a one to roll.
Wow.
Bring back the wrong child. The campaign would be over because Molly would kill us.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually, you'd be very unlikely to bring back Jimothy because he's a human child.
Oh wow!
But you might have brought, never actually learned his name, Milosh, the little muddy halfling child.
I liked him.
Might be in the
I gave him
alternative.
so much bread.
However, you do. I'm going to say that Corzin, you're awoken by the banging knock, and stumble out in the. It's about 6 a.m, so it's getting light. It's light.
We're not coming in until you say it's definitely, surely, all the way okay.
Okay. Corzin will sort of watch it. Go. Just a minute. And
Take your time.
we'll tuck Molly back in because if you love someone, let them sleep.
Yeah. Pull on you.
Full on I guess it would be
Your long johns, effectively.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Why does he have a tricorn on in my head?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
because
Long John's
The
on a
hat will go
tricorn,
on.
yeah.
and the belt of eyes.
Yes.
and pad over to the door and crack open.
Hi there.
Do you have a good time?
Oh, it was great. There was ducks. We hooked some ducks.
Looks like you won first prize.
Oh yeah, and this is the ducks for man. This teddy's for you.
Oh right.
And there was a big fire and a giant bird and
Okay, Corzin will just gently scoop up little Corzin, who recognises he's not long for the conscious world, and is going to deposit him very gently in his sleeping quarters, whilst placing the teddy bear and the porcelain duck.
How big is the teddy bear in comparison to Corzin?
It's bigger than Corzin.
So if he
He's
puts
been
it on the
dragging
bed,
Wow.
if he just puts it on the bed, Molly will wake up and be real confused. My husband's turned into a bear.
Oh no.
He's taller now.
You know, fuck it, I'm going to...
the bear is bigger
Okay,
than
just
little
not do
Corzin.
that.
It's probably like.
Molly has been through enough in the last
She
couple
doesn't
of
need to
days.
wake up and there's a bear instead.
It's still, I think, smaller than Corzin,
boo.
but not by much.
Yeah.
But it is very light, and therefore little Corzin was able to drag it.
Yeah, fair. Alright, he will place that and deposit the porcelain duck in the place he thinks it's least likely to get broken.
How often is Scamp going to be casting mending on that duck?
so
Well,
many
it's there
times.
to be. It'll be like the thing of the first time the Kraken's Bane pitches in
Yeah.
a storm.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud. Corzin is actually going to, once he has deposited little Corzin in his sleeping quarters,
Night,
he is going to come back out to the other side of the doors to his stateroom and go, so, everything go alright?
Yeah, that's a look, by the way.
Oh, right.
I'm going to look at Scamp for just a second. I can take this if you want, but up to you. I just
really
want to give you... Yeah.
Why? What happened?
The magic went weird a bit, but everyone's alright, and I'm sorry.
Oh.
Um,
Close call?
Yeah.
Right.
we went to the wrong place a bit, and I got weird, and I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Corzin will, like... It's a weird, just because he's actually having to, like, put his arm up to put it on Scamp's shoulder, but is going to go... Alright, well, the main thing, first of all, is everyone's alright. You want to talk about it?
I want to go to bed. I'm really tired.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not okay.
I'll explain. You go to bed.
Yeah.
Get some rest.
Yeah. Do you go to bed?
Yeah.
How close?
Sit down. And I give him... I don't think we need to go... Because it's telling the same story that happened. It's not the most... I tell him in detail everything. And at the end of it, just go... I didn't know if it was best to sit you and Molly together or to tell you. If you want somebody else to tell her, because it's not fair to give it to you, that's okay too. It was... Oh, it was really bad.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favour?
Of course.
Just it's probably fine. I think I healed it. Could you check Scamp's hands at some point?
Yes, of course.
If you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Also, actually, if you wouldn't mind just having a look at this. There's a fucking talon wound. Like, I'm not on full hit points.
Yeah, okay,
it's kind of bad.
At some point, as promised, it has been dressed and dressed by.
But hurriedly on the road,
with some basic ointment. But yeah, this is.
Oh yeah, we're going to want to change the dressings on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we do from here. If we stop taking him, if we make sure that you're there, if we take him anywhere, if I don't know. Talk to your wife, figure out the safety. We will.
Yeah, leave it with
agree
me.
to
I've got
anything
to think about this.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that everyone's all right, and we are going to deal with this. But right now, I think we need to just make sure everyone's as okay as they're going to be. Now, hold still.
Ow.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need to roll an insight check to know that Corzin is taking all of this on board, but he's also like using the fact that you're injured as a displacement activity.
Mm-hmm. I think kind of same.
Yeah.
Actually, there's like something to do and it helps, even though it like hurts. There's something that we're focusing on.
He's feeling a large number of feelings at this moment.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy to talk about it whenever you need to in the next few days. Just ask anything you need to ask. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we've got the gist for now. But, I was going to have a conversation with Molly about this sort of thing anyway, but let's just sort of adds to the urgency of it, really.
It's probably best between you and her, but if you need anyone, just give me a shout.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And please tell her I'm sorry. We did everything we could.
Of course. But by the sounds of things, it's a good thing that all of you are alright, but I don't know what else realistically you could have done in that situation.
No idea. I don't think I can sleep yet. I think I'm going to go for a walk.
Alright.
Yeah.
Take your time. This was a close call and we all need to recognise that.
Yeah. See you later.
To gloss over some of what happens next.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise we're rehashing this again.
Exactly.
Corzin, you fill Molly in.
Yes.
Molly does not speak to Scamp or Celestia for the next 3 days. However, she does eventually. She does eventually start speaking to you again, and things are notably stilted for a couple of days before they ease back off.
Fair.
She.
Scamp avoids her for a while.
Yeah. She is.
Scamp's not sleeping much. No, they go to bed, they don't sleep. Yeah.
Corzin
a
will
lot
look
of
over
sleepless
their hands,
nights.
though.
She is initially quite livid with Corzin there, but not directed at him. After that, however, we begin some of our downtime activities. So I've asked each of the party to kind of give me a list of things they want to do in this first segment of downtime. So we're actually gonna start, I think, with Corzin.
Okay.
Gesundheit. So, over the next few days, as well as taking the opportunity to give little Corzin some dog riding time.
Oh, very much.
Yes.
That is a thing that happens. I think there's like I'm drawing from memory here, but from the map of Newmark, there is like the triangle is like a big green space. We go out to the triangle, and where other people might be, throwing sticks for their dogs and playing fetch, we are doing like the ride along version of that.
Yeah, so the triangle is like it's actually more like more of a market area, but it does border onto a huge green space.
Yeah.
So yeah, like going out from the triangle into essentially fields. It's a fantastic opportunity for fetch with a dog bigger than most people, than most humans. Actually, dog bigger than most horses.
Yeah. I will be teaching little Corzin the stop go commands for it.
A dangerous choice.
Bigger than most horses, bigger than bison. Because it can because I've stated that it can seat multiple human-sized riders.
Yeah. Bison, which are actually native to this continent.
Yes. You do get the. In addition, though, you've noted that you wanted to do a little bit of research.
Yes, library time.
Yeah, so I've got a few different topics that you were considering researching during downtime. Notably, you can kind of look into one of those off the bat. Do you need a reminder of the ones?
Yeah, if you could. Thank you.
So I've got you're looking into the sextant, looking into past Kraken attack, and looking into sort of outfitting the Kraken's bone with some anti-Kraken defenses.
Yes.
You can pick one of those topics that you want to look at for this segment, and then we can do more in future ones.
I think I want to know a bit more about this sextant.
Okay. So, there are different avenues that you can take to look into the sextant. Now, essentially, this is if you can think of some unusual ways, then you can mention these as well. And you can either use your own skill, or you could try it and potentially hire an expert to do research for you, which would base off their skill instead.
Okay.
So one approach would be to try and get magical analysis done and research done on the sextant's magical properties any information that exists about it, which would probably involve hiring a wizard to do that, such as Rodrigo.
Yep.
Felipe Diamante III. But that would be Arcana based. Another would be to conduct an investigation check. This would essentially be trying to follow a paper trail. This would be hitting the books and looking for legends or records. A different approach entirely, though, might be to kind of focus on dockside gossip a bit and try and seek out what people, like any old sailors' tales, routes that you can approach from there. This would be more persuasion based, depending on if you've got and to any of these, if you've got any special connections or abilities or or resources you can draw that you think you can draw on, they to assist you with the particular avenue of research you're doing, that may give you investigation advantage or a bonus or affect the information you can receive.
Well, as somebody brought up on Norrett's tales, then I think definitely it's the latter option that's going to appeal mostly to Corzin. That being the case, if he's going down the docks and trying to see what he can find by talking to various different people down there, would this potentially be something that would come under the umbrella of sailoring?
Oh, interesting. I would say this is probably this is fundamentally like gossip and persuasion based, but I would let you do this as a charisma check with proficiency.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you know the people. This is you know how to talk to sailors. You've lived amongst them your whole life. So that is something that is an approach that would fit there. If there are any other specifics to your approach that you want to take, or anything you want to do to try and give yourself any more edges, or look into things or areas you already know, please let me know.
Okay, I mean, I am going to be a little bit cagey in terms of letting on that I actually have this object in my possession. I don't want to advertise that.
Okay. Yeah.
But what I do want to know is, does this thing exist in... Best way of putting it is folklore, really. In terms of, I can probably go to the library at some point and get any information that exists in the historical record, but what people actually tend to believe about these things might not be the literal truth, but it will be probably more insightful than just, in 1640, this happened with this object there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're looking for folklore. We're looking folkloric and sort of do sailors' tales.
Yeah,
is the sort of theme we're going for this.
Fun.
Okay, I'm just gonna briefly double check the Xanathar's rules to see if there's anything that I've forgotten here that might assist you.
Well, this is possibly. I might be mixing my editions here, but gather intelligence.
This is effectively it's a you are mixing your editions.
I think that's third. Yeah. I remember, or gather information or something.
Yeah, essentially is what this is. But yeah, no, this
Good
is.
Lord, the checks were broken down in third, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
Spot search. Listen.
Okay, no, this is good. So
Will saves, no thank you.
all right, so this is going to cost. So this is going to cost some. This does cost some resources. You are so All right. Specifically, it's going to cost you resources that you're going to pay for in gold.
Okay.
You are going to need to spend at least 50 gold pieces on bribes, gifts, buying people drinks, and the like. You can go. You can basically go higher though if you want to try and push that check. You can spend up to an additional. You can spend up to an additional 600 gold pieces with each 100 gold on top of that initial 50, adding a +1.
Okay.
And based on your result, will tell you how much you learn.
So if I were to go all in for 200, that would be +4.
All in for 200. No, it's 50, and then it's a +1 with every additional 100 on top.
Oh right, okay. So
yeah. So if you spent like 250, you're
okay,
doing it with a +2.
That's doable.
All right.
All right. So the +2 goes on the charisma and proficiency roll.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Ooh,
that is 24 total.
Well done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I also ask you to roll just a d20 and tell me if you get a 1 or a 2?
Okay. I did not get a 1 or a 2.
Okay, you do not get a complication.
Phew! It was a 4, folks.
Close call.
Yeah.
All right, so you. It's surprising how much over the course of 5 days, 4 days, some sailors' drink tabs can run up, especially when they know that they have worthwhile yarns to spin. But in fairness, a lot of that is because most of what you end up spending is towards the end of your hunt. So you start out just chatting amongst the sailors, drinking throughout the port, trying to see if anyone's heard of any tales that match up to the description of this sextant, or even based on or recognizing bits of the piece that you don't show them.
I might have a little
description.
sketch of it.
Yeah. Kind of talking about finding it. Initially, you don't have a huge amount of luck, but you do catch some news. You do get a bit of information when having drinks with one of the Basilisk's crew, actually.
Okay.
Who recognise, who seem to recognise if not the sketch, then the talk of a sextant. They direct you to Vasilisa, who herself has not seen the object in question, but seems to recall hearing something about it from her childhood, and suggests trying to look into any sailors who might have been around during Brandy's time, because although it wasn't anything that filtered to her, that's it. If it was around when she was a child, that would be the time of it. Just off the top of my head, Scamp. Does it cost materials for you to cast Teleport Circle, like to do a return trip?
Ooh,
I can't remember.
I
off the
think
top of
it
my head.
does.
Yeah. So I'm going to say...
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I
that's-
really should be keeping better track of.
please do. In which case, but what I am going to say though is I think it's 50 gold pieces worth of stones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that 100 of the gold pieces that you spend is actually on buying buying power, a mixture of potent magically useful incense and some semi-precious stones for Scamp. Because you need because you follow a lead because the leads actually your next lead actually leads you back to Porto Omicidio, which would be a route that you could not normally pursue if you didn't have access to someone who might be
doesn't use anything. Teleport Circle uses things.
Yes, I'm assuming that you you can teleport Corzin out and then go pick him up later.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm going to Porto Omicidio, Gummy.
Fun.
I've got to speak to Gummy.
All right, this is gonna. In which case, we're going to.
Oh my god, the cardigan's coming off, lads.
Okay, we're going to.
No, we're going here.
The sleeves
All
are
right.
being rolled up.
So this is going to be.
Good Lord, there's so much disrobing at this table. So I'm making that sound like I'm much more naked than you are. That's not. Oh no. Robbie just got a section of their midriff out with a scary expression on their face. It wasn't particularly hot, but it was funny.
All right, I'm going to say that. Yeah, fuck it. So the you go get it like here, realizing that you have the ability to go to pay a quick visit to Porto Omicidio. You do. This is going to get a little interesting. So, brief combination, like in the midst of. This is happening in the midst of Scamp's downtime stuff, which we'll get to in a little bit. But you take a little bit of time out of your schedule to essentially cart Corzin to Porto Omicidio. I believe you do have a small piece of Porto Omicidio that you picked up.
I think we've got
while
stuff.
you're there.
From
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was convenient.
I remember you.
I've been hoarding stuff for a while.
I remember you hoarding something like a bottle or something.
Something like that,
A
yeah.
piece of dock.
Yeah,
I've been a piece of dog.
yeah, like a bit.
You were in your hoarding phase by
You
that
had
point.
stones
Yeah.
from beaches and like splinters
Yeah.
of wood from places and like bits of
Yeah. So with a sort of the classic black sphere appears around you, and the pair of you emerge on the docks. Actually, I would say you're like the teleportation spell is at least somewhat guided by instinct. So actually, wait. Well, you know what? We'll take that luck roll because that was a natural 20.
If I've got a piece, I don't need to roll for it because it's
No. It's where exactly it takes you, unless you have a very, very specific location within Porto Omicidio in mind. In which case, you emerge a little bit in one of the more isolated beach portions, and out of sight of any witnesses.
Well, that's weird. Rapid latitude change. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that.
Yes, latitude. You got to teach me map stuff sometime.
Absolutely. All right. We'll come back to that.
Scamp, you basically have more than enough spells that you can either have stick around for this bit or have returned to what it is you're up to, and still be around to pick Corzin up in the evening or the next day,
I
as the
was
case may be.
sticking around if it's possible because then Corzin has a way of getting out of there because he can't send, and if he gets into trouble, he can't get away.
Yeah.
All right. So, oh boy, I am going to grab. I've just realised that it's also specifically Corzin who has come back to Porto Massidio, which is something, and some very critical things have changed about Corzin especially since the last time you were in Porto Massidio. So, alright, give me a moment.
Yeah, you weren't covered in eyes?
You weren't covered in
I
eyes.
wasn't covered in eyes last time.
So,
How much more do I see?
well, one thing you definitely see is as you kind of make your way along the coast and towards the town itself. You remember, of course, you've all signed up to the law.
Yeah.
Here. You return once more to a verdant jewel amidst the brilliant blue waters. There's a paradise of an island, almost marred by the swatch of whites and faded browns marking the settlement upon its shores. It's been a while since I found one of my old descriptions. And make your way towards the town below the old whitewashed colonial fort. The town looks much as it did before, kind of a ramshackle, almost shanty town, made up of plundered materials and the like, but with a decidedly, at least within the boundaries of the town, of the island, law-abiding citizenry of pirates. Because nothing makes you all obey the law like like having to sign a hag deal upon entry.
Yeah.
Scamp, to you, everything looks much as it did before. With various sailors and plunderers carrying on with their various carryings on. Corzin, again, almost identical, with one tiny little difference that you do that is very, very noticeable to you, to you specifically. That being, sorry, I'm just going to make sure that I've got. There we go. A figure who appears to be floating in the air over the city, over the town. Kind of in that sort of blurry, in a faint, sort of, in a ghostly, blurry, almost visible sort of way.
Like the Teletubby baby. Is that where we're at? Like...
we're not quite at Teletubby baby over the sky. She's not
fair.
giant.
Okay.
You see what appears to be apparently a human woman, and
invisible creatures and objects within 120 feet.
Indeed, as you get as you move into the centre of town, you see her seem to almost filter into existence as on the edge of your vision. And you kind of refocus a little on her, and you can see what seems a woman who seems to be human, with what once might have been the light golden skin of some Haldanic humans, but where you can see her skin. I'm trying to think here exactly. I just need to check exactly what her position is. Okay, you can't right now seeing her where you are, like from this in the immediate perspective. She is kind of translucent and colourless. So it's all kind of shades like pale and dark and ethereal. So I'm gonna say you can't tell the exact colours of everything, but you can see that her skin has the texture and, because you can see relative darkness, a sort of darkness of darkened bark, the product of age and time. She is, however, wearing what appear to be silk robes of the Tang Dynasty style, with rich embroidery along it, depicting blossoming trees, dragons in flight, and lotus flowers. The fourth and fifth fingers of each of her hands are covered by a pair of long metallic talons that appear impractical seeming jewellery, though her true nails are also long and pointed, painted in again, you can't really tell the colour, some manner of varnish. Her hair, which appears to be light or white, is bound up tightly above her head in two parts, wrapped around a flat strip of what you think is ivory, and held together by silk cording and metallic wire, creating an elaborate sort of headdress. That yet her elaborate accoutrements do nothing to detract from her ancient features. A cold, proud expression upon sharply defined cheekbones and jawline, further enhanced by her shrunken flesh, framing a pair of dark voids where her eyes should be. Despite the lack of orbs within those hollows, you cannot escape the feeling that she is staring right at you and right through you. Not least of it because she is literally turned and looking straight at you, Corzin.
Okay, I'm going to take advantage of the fact I don't need to crane my head to look at her. And I'm going to continue, presumably we were walking along the boardwalk.
Yep.
Or the
pretty much along the boardwalk.
Okay. How high up is she?
She's probably hovering about 40 feet above the ground, and her hair doesn't. Her hair is all pinned up in place, but her robes float gently in the air as if she were suspended in water.
Okay. Alright.
This character design, man. Oof.
Yeah, that's really freaking cool. Okay. Corzin is going to, on the pretext of just crossing the street and checking out one of the bars he went to the previous time here, he's just going to test that, yes, in fact, her gaze is fixed on him and is, her concentration is focused on him rather than just, staring through him.
She's definitely staring at and through you, and her head turns to face you as you move past, unerringly.
Okay. I turn to Scamp and say, alright, just so you know.
Yeah.
I can see other things that I couldn't see the first time I was here.
Yeah.
I think, the law. I sort of assumed that the law was a deal that you made by signing a piece of paper, and then if anyone broke it, then the magic of the deal basically was the thing that informed the person who made the deal. I think actually that it takes a bit more of direct observation. Would that be right? And I direct it up to the figure above us.
Are gulls watching us? Is it the seagulls?
Wouldn't put it past them, but honestly, might not be necessary.
Scamp, roll a perception check.
19?
The gulls are watching you.
Oh.
The gulls are watching us. There's the seagulls.
Every seagull is staring at you.
Oh.
Or possibly Corzin. It's hard to tell.
The seagulls are watching us.
Well, I suppose that would make sense, wouldn't it?
There is a moment where you see the billowing figure tilts her head slightly, and she very gently inclines it, and then returns to. She very gently inclines it. You don't know if that's an agreement or an acknowledgement.
Right.
But she does keep she does keep facing you.
Or let's just do what we came here to do and continue not breaking any laws.
I'll never break laws.
No, that would be a very, very bad idea here.
It would.
We wouldn't do that, would we?
No, Jeffrey.
No.
The gulls are watching, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Stay close.
Jeffrey didn't agree to the law.
No, he didn't.
No, Jeffrey.
But the gulls are watching, so Jeffrey, behave.
Yeah. Just look. Suffice to say, I think the message is clear. We are being observed.
You move onwards past Grandmother Law,
Yeah.
who does not appear to follow you.
She must get horribly sunburned up there.
Do you get sunburnt if you're invisible?
I suppose no. The light's going through. Wait, no. Do you still get sunburned?
Do you still get sun? Aren't you like a window and windows don't get burnt?
No, but still, it's like, oh, I'd honestly never considered that. We consider this for far too long.
Far too long as you move on.
Corzin is, however, going to keep an eye on where Grandmother-in-law appears to be until such time as he is not able to anymore.
Once you get, God, this is going to get a little interesting.
Oh, so because it's been so mundane up to this point.
I'm trying to think whether this has any.
I missed you.
Missed you too, mate.
Oh.
Folks.
I like getting hugs at the table.
Yeah.
It's so nice
So
to have
nice.
someone I can hug.
When you move past, once you move more than 120 feet from her, she seems to fade out of existence, filtering into the sunlight. Still facing you the last time you see her.
Wait, hold on. Before I do, ethereal plane.
Okay. The world you retune as ever. It's been a while since you've been able to look at this properly. You see the still silent, broken and ruined shell of Porto Emicidio. Interestingly, though, you notice that it's a little different.
No, thank you.
For one thing, the buildings on this side have passageways cut through them, like clear holes in the walls. You see that there are routes carved directly through portions of the hillside, through which someone who could, say, fly might be able to very quickly just move between different portions of the island without anything in this plane getting in their way.
Bolt holes. Or, well, more like a dovecot.
The world on this side is grey and lifeless, but on this side you can now see Grandmother Law in colour.
Oh.
Her skin, you
So many
now
colours.
see, is the colour and texture of darkened yellow bark. The silk robes are white with embroidery in yellow and gold. The metallic talons on her fourth and fifth fingers are golden, and her nails painted in yellow varnish. The headdress made from white silk cordings and gold wire.
Impressive. Yes, that's what we did.
Very well. If you would seek further bargains, invoke me. Otherwise, carry on.
Where you are then?
Whoa.
I see you.
Not if I see you first.
Corzin, behave! We're in her house.
Yeah.
Behave! You're not Pirate King yet.
It's notable, actually, that...
Ooh, I don't think this law changes if he's Pirate King.
No, but
No,
it might be
I
a
would-
different relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just one thing before we carry on, though. When we was looking at it through the ethereal plane, you're saying that the... Does it look like some of the buildings that we're seeing just generally have illusions on them?
No, it looks more like the version of them, like in the crumbled, ruined sort of still world, have been modified so, like, to just have almost just like person-sized holes carved in them, so that if, say, you wanted to move quickly from outside to inside a building in any direction, you wouldn't be impeded by a wall.
Okay.
And there's like holes carved into the landscape, so if you needed if you needed to get from one place to another and didn't want to bother going over a hill, you just go straight through it and through a tunnel through it instead.
Yeah, just quietly, Corzin is going to be thinking in terms of not even like planning anything specifically, but he's going to be thinking, all right, so we've got a person who can fly, can pass through solid objects, and seemingly has the ability to see, if not in all directions, then certainly for a long way through any kind of physical barrier. Yeah, that's not terrifying.
I shall remind you of the law.
Yeah.
I hereby agree that while I'm on the island of Porto Homicidio, or within half a mile of it, I shall abide by the following terms. I shall not willfully murder or intentionally cause the death of anyone who is sworn to obey the law. I shall not mutilate anyone who is sworn to obey the law, save by their explicit consent. I shall not steal any belonging from someone who is sworn to obey the law. I shall not imprison, enslave, or otherwise pervert or deny the physical or mental liberty of someone who has sworn to obey the law. I shall not deliberately attempt to remove the enchantment which binds me to the law. I understand that the spirit of the law matters as much as the letter, and that I am bound by both. If I should deliberately and willfully break any of the above compacts, I agree that an enchantment will alert the keeper of the law that I have done so. If I should accidentally break any of the above compacts, I agree that an enchantment will alert the keeper of the law that I have done so. I agree in advance to submit to whatever punishment the keeper of the law chooses to inflict upon me, physical, magical, or otherwise, regardless of severity. I understand that the keeper of the law will inflict one punishment per infringement of the law. I understand that the keeper of the law agrees to inflict no harm of any kind upon me, save in the enforcement of the law. The sole exception to this is if I agree to any compacts with the keeper of the law that explicitly permit them to harm me in some fashion. I make such compacts at my own risk.
Let the buyer beware.
Oh, it's been a while since I've looked at Grandmother Law's character sheet.
Oh, for such
It's cool shit.
Okay.
I mean, this is fucking cool. My art
really
brain
is.
is like dying over here. It's awesome.
Yep, found my notes.
So how do you come up with these freaky voices?
They live in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many of them in there.
Well,
Countless among them.
happy birthday, Jason. I hope this has been a present for you as much as it has for us.
It was gorgeous.
You
Oh, I love her.
I will say then, this is presumably happening on the last of these days because like you're going to kind of exactly the right person.
Mm-hmm.
So you find, I mean, Gummy is where Gummy always is, the Merman Milkman, the one, like the tavern, and you see once again. Ethel, the elderly orc landlady, again with her silver pigtails and a different print green floral dress this time. And he looks at you as you arrive.
Yeah. Haven't seen you in a while.
No, we've been quite busy actually.
Why with me?
Now, Corzin might remember this, but out of character Sam does not. What was the typical popular drink here last?
Ooh,
One shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, floor.
Yeah.
Brandy's blood.
Brandy's blood.
Ah, yes. All right. It's a Brandy's blood, and would that be a milk, Scamp?
Yes, please.
Right.
This all gets subsumed into the money you've already spent on various drinks and so on. You, after getting your drinks, it doesn't take long to find Gummy, the elderly, toothless, elderly halfling in the corner of his thinning grey hair. Looks up, squinting at you.
Say, I think I know you, don't I?
That's right. Corzin Horhace, captain of the Kraken's Bane.
If you were asking about Horhace,
Yes, I was asking about Shawshanks.
and how does that go for you?
Surprisingly, quite well, actually. I mean, his reputation is justly earned, but I think he's a reasonable man when you get to know him.
You're saying you got to know
Well, maybe
the ghost pirate Horhace?
Well, we played liar's dice together.
Oh, now that sounds like a tale worth telling.
Well, if you'd be willing to trade a tale for a tale, I have.
I've got a tail.
Yes, although you don't need to part with it on this particular occasion.
I'm going to go back to my milk. You carry on.
If you're willing to trade a tale for a tale, though, I will tell you that tale in exchange for if you happen to know anything about a particular a piece of navigational equipment.
Well,
I'll show him the sketch.
his an eyebrow raises at that.
That is a particular piece of navigational equipment. I'm suddenly a little bit thirsty to be telling tales. You know how it is. Your throat gets a bit dry.
Oh, I quite understand.
He's losing a lot of liquid as he speaks, Sam. Have some humanity.
Natalie, keep him coming.
Okay. When you say that, like you're going, Gummy goes,
Oh, well, in that case, why don't we have... I think some of the Vombion with birds. Expo.
What was that word? XO. I'm there.
Volvion Reserve XO.
Yep.
oh yeah. So the rest of your 200 gold is spent on you find yourselves spent buying some very expensive brandy
Oh, yeah.
for gun Tackleberry. after regaling him with your tale of liar's dice with Shawshanks, he ends up cackling at that. Oh, now that. Talk about whisking it all in a game of pits and toss.
Only with my life, never with my money.
Quite so. So, that is quite an interesting little design you have there. It's one of 3 parts.
Really?
See, what you've drawn there is the...
I believe it's the graduated arc.
Yes. The graduated arc. The defectant. But you're still missing the scope and the... Check the exact thing, but it's the... I've got it written down here. Magic items. Here we go. Yeah, you've got the frame and the graduating arc, but you're missing the index arm and the telescope and mirror. You'll need... If I happen to know a thing or two about that. Now... what you've got there, have you had a wizard take a look at it?
Yes, as a matter of fact. We just, out of clarification, we did
did cast Identify.
Identify cast on it, that was the main thing, yeah.
And you know what it's going to do?
Yeah, but we had a fair idea. We were aware that it was only part of a larger whole, but yeah, we have some idea of what it can do when it's fully assembled.
But I don't think you know. But do you know who commissioned it? And why he wanted it made?
No, is that something that you'd be able to tell us?
Another bottle of brandy?
You better buy another one. This again to end up paying the price.
Yep. You're gonna pay in brandy for law drops.
It's an appropriate drink. Because of course, this particular sextant was commissioned by none other than Wetbeard Brandy himself.
You know, I'd had a sneaking suspicion that maybe it was dear old Bloodbeard that had commissioned this, but you haven't exactly as to why. Was this part of one of his famed harebrained schemes?
Oh, the most famed is secret, and perhaps the most harebrained. You see, Brandy had the wildest of plans. They say he wanted to take on the Kraken. They say he wanted to kill Destiny itself.
Well, that's certainly news.
And they say that someone who wants to play fate would need to be able to bypass the Kraken's defenses.
Makes sense.
First, they would need something powerful enough to pierce its hide. And, well, Unfortunately for most people, even something as powerful as a lightning plow, the Kraken is of course immune to.
Yeah, it sort of follows, unfortunately.
Which is why Brandy has a special one made.
All of Corzin's eyes, of which there is, as aforementioned, a great many, are now on Gummy.
He grins his toothless grin. It was made in 2 parts. But that's a story for a different time. Suffice to say that the 2 parts were never brought together. He had the plow made, but the power force did not make it to him in time to save him at Valhalla.
Oh.
He also knew that the Kraken could heal from any injury over time. Some great treasure that would need to be stolen from its nest. And, of course, one would need to pierce its cloak of storms to undo its power to strike down even an armada of ships with thunder and lightning. One would need a means to control the weather itself. And for that, Brandy commissioned the sextant.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to roll a voluntary charisma check to see how much
spittle you can put up with it. Sorry.
I just need everyone to know how, like, who's not here, like, audio description, how much the birthday hat is adding to this whole situation. Because, like, oh my god, it's in the birthday tiara. It's just adding such a beautiful dimension. I'll put some pictures somewhere because, my god, it's good. Please continue.
I'm going to roll a voluntary charisma check here to see how well Corzin is maintaining his composure at all of this information. Okay, that's an 11. So he is like hooked on Gummy's every word. Like all the eyes are on him, and he has an expression on his face which is kind of like, I knew it. What the fuck? At the same time.
The 3 parts were each commissioned and constructed by a separate artisan, due to be brought to Brandy for assembly, cunningly crafted so that it would only be known when it was assembled, and it would only be assembled in a place, so it is said, hidden from the eyes of fate itself, so that fate would not know he was coming to kill it.
Where in the world would that be?
They say in Brandy's own hidden heart. But most likely wherever he kept, the place where he kept his, some of his tourist treasures.
That would make sense.
Corzin the Pirate King.
Not all of his treasures were kept here. Some were taken by his first mate when he died, and he ferried them off to Hal Danov, to Hongwao. but some do remain here on the island, within, beneath Brandy's throne, where they say he left his crown.
Mm-hmm.
Many have tried to reach it.
I don't doubt it.
But that is another story. You were asking, and you have bought drinks for the Spectant.
Quite.
2 of the pieces, I cannot tell you where they lie. I have suspicions, but I only am sure of one. The third, what I believe to be that very piece we have drawn, was sunk in transit. The ship it was on, fallen beneath the waves.
Drat.
I heard a rumour that it was recovered by none other than the Flipper Kings.
Well, that would explain as to how they got their name.
The second is located in Brandy's heart, beneath the island.
I really hope it's not an actual heart and we'd have to do a grave robbing.
Yeah, the place where breaking the law is a really bad idea.
Said nothing about grave robbing.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not alive.
Yeah.
True.
We can rob him as much as we like. He's dead. That's not in the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
The law notably did not activate when you picked up the little eye, the little carved.
Yeah, because no one knew it was there, so no one had claimed it as theirs. Yeah, so it wasn't anyone's
supply.
because he's dead. Yeah.
Fair.
Well, it's pirate law.
Yeah, we're under pirate law here. So.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're dead, it's fair game.
Yeah. Yeah. The third, however, was stolen before it could arrive. Like so many things. And his eyes narrow, and he kind of knocks back and sort of swirls the little glass of brandy he's holding. Stolen by the greatest thief to ever live. He knocks back the brandy.
Ooh.
Sounds like you got a personal stake in that story.
You could say I have a grudge. But good luck finding him.
Well, if it's who I think it is, then it's certainly someone who seems to have slipped by death a couple of times.
Let's just say that Clover is a very difficult halfling to kill.
Could I just double check I've got the spelling of that correct?
Clover.
Clover, yeah.
Like a four-leaf clover.
Like a four-leaf clover.
Yeah, I've been furious note-taking so that you can
Thank you.
be fully in this. So,
Blessed are the note-takers.
I've got everything.
They shall
We'll go
inherit the
over it.
law.
Also, we record this. We can go over it later.
You do now remember when the Fisher Kings gave you the graduated arc for the sextant, that they noted that they had another one, but it got nicked. But it was stolen, and someone had left a four-leaf clover card
Yeah, I remember that.
as a calling card.
Yeah.
Cat burglars.
Yeah, they never knew who it was, did they? They just had the card.
Yeah.
So they're just known as Clover. That's not necessarily their name.
Right, okay. Is this, Clover anyone you've had dealings with?
Well, that sounds like a very different story. So, why is that a story worth telling?
Well, I had a friend of mine back home that told me a story once, involving, weirdly enough, it's just been Alder's night back in Meadmere.
It's all this already.
Yes, something that involved a midnight escapade that involved the destruction of a piece of farming equipment and a mad dash across a field in order to secure, amongst other things, a large quantity of sweets.
There's a...
See, Norrit's Tall Tales.
There's a brief, look of... actually, roll an insight check for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is 19.
You see that? You see a moment, a flash of recognition and then resignation in his eyes.
Heard about that one then, did you?
Would it surprise you to know he's still alive?
No.
Now, why on earth would that be? Because the way I see it, that he can't be a day less than 200 years.
Some halflings have all the luck.
Don't they just?
And some of them knew how to bet it. There's a few ways to live a long time.
Norrit made a hag deal. Norrit's a hag.
Some find life by stealing it. Some find life by taking it. And some, the lucky bastards, have life thrust upon them. So, how do you know, my brother?
Fucking what?
Fuck! Okay,
Bestest law drop ever.
No, Corzin's just going to tell the truth. I think that's the best policy here. You've heard of the port town of Barnacle Point?
I've been there from time to time.
Well, growing up there as I did, there was a what you might call a community leader in the form of Norrit Natcherson, and he was something of a always a person for a good anecdote. And ended up sort of becoming the town's kind of unofficial crash. Every person who had children there at some point left their children with Norrit because they knew that they'd be safe, they'd be entertained, and best of all, you could come and pick them up at the end of the day, and they'd be tired out from whatever they were doing. It's sort of a local legend in a way, and I thought obviously he was one of the many casualties of the Kraken when it arrived. Ooh, a while ago now. But, as, and you'll forgive the term, luck would have it, I have it on good authority that he did indeed survive that particular Kraken attack, and, into the bargain, saved an awful lot of the town's children to boot.
That sounds very much like Knight. All his luck is still intact.
Well, you don't seem to have done too badly for yourself.
Gummy kind of gives you a level look, and grins in a way that doesn't touch his eyes, exposing his toothless gums and withered and kind of like wrinkled elderly appearance. I don't know. I'd say one of us kept the looks in the family.
I'll bet you have 4 more recipes for soup, though.
Well, you've certainly got a sense of humour.
Now I just want to ask Gary what his variant of rock soup is.
Of all the questions.
Okay, so we know there's 3 parts to this thing. One of them is probably in Brandy's heart, wherever that happens to be. One of them is...
Oh, it's directly under the... under his throne.
Mm.
You just need to bypass Brandy's 3 tests to get there.
That was a test. Gummy can see through the fourth wall.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, wrong accent.
Okay, right, Corzin actually at this point is going to turn to Scamp saying, well, that's certainly a lot more than we knew before. Can you think of anything else at this point we need to know?
Probably, but
Does Norrit have magic? What kind?
yeah. Does Norrit know any magic? Is this a magic? Is Norrit a hag?
Is Norrit a sorceress?
Like, genuinely, it's been, I think, pretty well established that Nora, even by the standards of our people, is quite lucky. But did he actually have any inherent abilities beyond that? I know he has a vast collection of items of varying different descriptions, but did he learn magic? Was he imbued with it at any point? Is there anything that you know that he has? Okay, Jason just made a face at the dice results.
Very notably, Gummy is one of the few halflings who cannot re-roll a natural 1.
Oh.
And I rolled a natural 1. So on his deception check there.
Okay.
Yeah. So Gummy's kind of fairly straight-faced, but when you say was he imbued with some, you see his eye visibly twitch.
Oh god, I've hit a nerve.
He doesn't immediately say anything, but he very obviously reacts to that part of what you're saying.
The only reason I ask is I've been happening as a part of this actually to be doing some research into sorcerers. Historical, you understand. And it struck me that one of the things that all sorcerers seem to have in common is that if there is a rule that applies to magic, it doesn't apply to them. You see how I might be thinking that if there is a rule that applies to certain types of magic, it doesn't apply to Norrit. There is a connection there. I'm not saying he's a sorcerer, but there...
Norrit isn't a sorcerer.
I wouldn't have thought so, but you see why I might have made that connection.
Hagden.
There is a there's a where Gumdrops kind of narrows his eyes again. I like you, but we're getting into some very personal territory here.
That's fair enough. I didn't mean to intrude.
I'm always willing to share a story for the right price. What do you have to offer me?
Well, I could always offer another tale for a tale, or if you have anything you'd like to know about the situation in Sunder right now, the situation back home. I happen to get about a bit.
I hear a quite number of tales. All right. Answer me this. Why are you really asking about Norrit?
Well, when I found out that he was still alive, I was a very, very long way from home. And, well, to be perfectly honest with you, he's one of the few connections I have left to Barnacle Point, if that's even where he still is. I had a specific relationship with him as a child when I was growing up. I was one of the children he used to tell stories to. And if there is something that I can preserve of that time, I'd like to. Because there isn't much left. You heard about what happened to Barnacle Point, didn't you?
I did.
Well, for better or worse then, he is in some ways, much like yourself, a link to our shared history. I also think that he might still have a part to play in all this yet. But I won't know that until I can actually find out where he is.
So you're trying to find Norrit. How good are you at finding people?
I've some considerable experience. For example, how many other people here can see Grandmother Law?
He grins again, his toothless grin. Oh, you are good. But you could just be saying that. What the most notable piece of jewelry?
Well, well, most notable to me, I hadn't seen jewelry like that for a long time, was those long, are they like talon covers?
Very good. And that would be perhaps be the reason for all the eyes. I couldn't help but notice the distinctive tattoo change.
Yes, it's certainly come in handy. Makes one a lot harder to sneak up on, which, as you can imagine, in my line of work, a tremendous boon.
But not impossible. I can tell you that.
It doesn't pay to get complacent, it's true.
Complacency is the number one killer in my experience.
I go along with that.
And I have a fair bit of experience. All right. I can help you find Noet. He can be a difficult man to find. If you can help me find someone else, if you can help me find someone else and get back what's mine.
Oh, has somebody been pilfering stuff from you?
Oh, me, Brandy, and everyone else of note. If you're willing, I can help you with what you need. If you're willing to help track down Clover.
All right. I think that's certainly a distinct possibility. Do you have any idea where they were last seen or
Oh, they're a slippy customer.
I've no doubt.
I have an idea.
But
Give the card.
Yeah.
But if you can give... after all, I've been trying to find them for a very long time. That's why I need you. Finding things isn't my specialty. There was a time when I could safely boast that there is nothing alive I cannot kill given time to prepare.
Sat there with my milk going, oh my.
You are such a good actor that you made that scary in your birthday hat with this voice. Excuse
Scamp,
me,
looking,
how dare you?
You can't help but shiver in terror at the toothless grin of the greatest halfling assassin.
Yeah.
The world has
The most
ever
dangerous
seen.
halfling in the world, yeah.
I'll get you in contact with Noet. And he's lucky enough to help us bumble forward in that direction. If you can get a lead. It's going to take me at least a month to get prepared. I need to reclaim some of my old tools and equipment. And then you are going to help me reclaim my fuck.
Sounds like we have a deal.
That's great. You're what? But also not saying it. That sock? Was that fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Sock full of sand, obviously.
I want to go on a quest to help Gummy regain his fuck. That's what I want to do. I want to know what that quest
No
is.
more fucks to give because Clover stole them.
Clover stole them all. Yeah.
Stole all his fucks.
They tried to go out fuck shopping. There's no fucks left to buy. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you in with if he holds out a hand. We have an arrangement.
We do.
And he shakes it. Well then, a couple of people with pre-guapid advice for you.
Corzin is all ears as well as eyes.
After the destruction of the harlot's revenge, her lightning plow, the modified one, was recovered and taken by first mate Z. by Brandy's first mate to her mansion in Hongguao, along with a number of other treasures which belonged to him, including not Brandy's crown. Actually, wait, let me just double check. Actually, yes, apologies. Including, no, actually, sorry. Took a number of treasures with her, which I've never been able to confirm it. I heard a rumor that she had a powerful magical crown. Whether or not that was Brandy's crown, unclear. I know he was not wearing it on the day he died.
Would make sense it would go to the first mate then.
But I know that she never made it to the heart, or she would have stolen that as well. One thing I do know is in that heart is a map.
A map?
A map made of elven skin that will get you, that would lead someone on a path safely through the Eversquall.
That will be worth its weight in platinum.
Oh, more than that. In the heart of in Brandy's heart, you will find one of the pieces of the sextant. You will find that map. You may find the crown, that I am unsure. I never reached it myself. One of the captains on the council got past the machine.
The machine?
He nods. I got only as far as the Mariner, the Guardian, before I chose to retreat. Treasures are nice, but I had no desire to be Pirate King. I know there was a third chamber, but nothing of what lay within. Save this. One of Brandy's treasures was stolen, they say, from a ship that once belonged to Aldoy Blackheart.
All those years ago?
It sank.
Well, you make a fair point.
We're pirates. We're not above recovering found treasure as well.
Well, quite. I mean, it's usually fewer people to fight off, although, no, there's too many exceptions to that.
Brandy was always good at finding lots of things.
Yeah, I've heard this. Poker face. I'm also good at finding lost things.
When you're ready to tackle the dungeon, to get to the heart, I might have a couple of tips for you.
I would be very grateful for any information you could provide.
He nods. I mean, do you want those now, or are you?
I will hold off for now because,
just
that's going to be a thing in and of itself. I feel.
Yeah, it is.
I came here for the
it's like a separate chat almost.
Yeah, it's like, right. Yeah. We can take care of that before we go to find Noet. Like I said, give me a month to prepare.
All right. Seems doable. Anything we can do to help in the meantime?
Find the trail of Quover.
Was there anything left behind? Because
calling card.
Oh God, was there? Sorry, didn't want to interrupt, but I ran out of milk. I'm going to get more milk. But was there a calling card left behind?
Yeah, so are you asking? Was there a calling card?
I want to know if he still has a calling card.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Does he still have?
Right.
Yeah. Do you still have that memento that was left behind?
He reaches into his old little jacket and pulls out a handkerchief with a with a 4-leaf clover stitched into it in gold, and a very on about a third of it some very, very old brown-black stain. I can do you better than that.
Oh,
that blood.
He hands you the very old and apparently very, very old blood stained handkerchief.
All right. That's definitely helpful. Do you mind if I hold on to this?
You're the one looking to find them.
Corzin will fold it very carefully.
Especially if you're looking for all the pop for that perfectant.
Well, not really much use disassemble, is it?
Quite so. Well then, I wish you the best of luck on your journey.
Happy preparations.
Happy hunting. And another brandy.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess, Scamp, you've gotten everything you can get on that particular research. I mean, you probably wouldn't have gotten even that much, except that actually, like Gummy is the person would actually be exactly the person to talk to.
Yeah, just to clarify here, you did not know you were going to be doing Gummy this session. I am forever impressed by how well you can pull that
out of your asshole with no notice. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, flawless.
I guess we're... that concludes the research, your downtime research.
Yep.
And I don't think we can really top that unexpected
No, I think we've peaked.
series of revelations this episode. So... as for what happens for the next bit of downtime, I think that's going to happen next time on Flintlocks and Fireballs. So, to conclude our lovely live in-person session, I've been doing it,
Happy birthday!
Birthday!
Birthday hat!
doing all this wearing a birthday hat. Farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas. Thank you for listening. Thank you for playing. Farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas. And natural 20s. The most dangerous halfling found. I've hid a long time, gone to ground. But help reclaim my stolen luck. And all your enemies are fucked.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea.
No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.